Hello! Hello, everyone! Hi, it's me! I'm here, hello! So if you guys are wondering, what's up, it's me. Your boy, it's your gaming boy. And if you can't tell by the title, I am going to be streaming. But not just, any old stream, no. I am going to be streaming me drawing my portfolio for art. Because as of now, there are currently, how many days? It was 18 days, till portfolio deadline on, Tuesday. And that was Tuesday. Today is Thursday, so 16. There are 16 days left until portfolio submission day. And, that's a little less time than I wanted, to work on my portfolio, but you know what? We're gonna work with it. We're gonna make the most of it, and I feel what better way to get motivated to draw, not that I'm not motivated, I'm just saying, like, a good reason to motivate myself than to, do it on stream. So I don't know how many people are gonna show up with this. I could pull up the live dashboard just to see. By the way, this is the music that we're listening to. Just chill. This is just a little chill stream where you can come in, say hello, and then leave immediately afterwards to go get like pizza or something, or watch Endgame because lo and behold, I forgot that it came out today, and I'm seeing it tomorrow with my brother. So it's just me. I'm alone in this house. My brother's working. Everybody's watching Endgame, except me. But thankfully, I think this is a pretty smart plan to do a drawing stream on the opening day, because as of now, everybody either hasn't seen Endgame or is going to see it, or is seeing it now. So that's like perfect for me. So that's like no spoilers, and that's amazing. So that's what's happening. I'm just gonna draw. People can drop in, say hello, and please don't spoil it. If you have seen it and you just get back and you're like, hello, it's me, I'm gonna spoil Endgame for you. Please don't do that. But if you're watching this later, that's totally fine too. Maybe you can get some art tips. I'm just gonna be talking to myself pretty much. Maybe I'll call my friend or friends after a while if I get a little bored or a little lonely. But here is my main task right now. I have this piece that I've been working on for like, I don't know, 2-3 months. And if you don't know, if you haven't seen the last stream, maybe I talked about it, but I can pull this up actually. Drawings, palettes, finished. Oh wait, no, not the palettes. Sorry. Zodiacs. So hopefully this is showing up on screen actually. Is it? Yes, it is. It should be at least. But right here, I am working on my portfolio, as I said, and the theme, because every portfolio kind of has to have a theme, my portfolio theme is the Chinese zodiacs. So instead of, Sagittarius and Scorpio and Taurus and Cancer and all that stuff, I went for the Chinese zodiac. So, it's like year of the pig right now. And then it'll go to year of the mouse, year of the ox, year of the tiger. By the way, if I take breaks from talking, that just means I took a sip of of Sprite because it's delicious. But I'm drawing the Chinese zodiacs, and if I go down the line, I can actually pull up the original. Where are they? Yeah, right here, the zodiac reference. So I drew each of the characters like 2 years ago, or a year ago. We were talking about in my Mandarin class the Chinese zodiacs, and the story about how there was this big race, basically, of all the animals. Like the Jade Emperor came down, and he maybe I can add this to a layer over here. But basically the Jade Emperor, this old dude who I will draw right here. There he is. There's my mans. But yeah, so this old dude came down and he's like, "Hey everyone, I want to make really famous people, but not people though. I want to make them animals, you know, because that's cool." Maybe I'll get these out of here. Oh, but he's basically like, "Yeah, so I'm gonna hold this race, and the 12 best people or animals that win the race get to be zodiacs," which nobody really knew what a zodiac was. They're just like, "Oh snap, we'll do that race." So there's this big race. You know, a lot of animals competed, but the ones that won in order were Mouse, who she's down here. And by the way, I drew them as people because, first of all, I can't draw animals as well as people. But secondly, I feel like it would just be a nice challenge to, like, put personality into each of these animals. Like, what would they look like? What would they act like? All that fun stuff. But I have Mouse, who got first in the race because she hitched a ride on Ox because there was like a river at the end of the race. So she jumped on his back and then hopped off in front of him to win. And so that's why Mouse got first, and she's like a little tomboy. I should actually probably draw her a tail because I've drawn a tail on her since I've oh, that's a little too big. Make that a little smaller. There we go. So that's Mouse. She's a little punk, but she's super sweet. Then we got Ox, the big strong man, who I should probably put the color here too. The big strong man who you know, just wants to do right by people, just be a nice kind-hearted dude. We got Tiger, who's like a retired war veteran kind of guy, like an old ninja. I like him. He's a lot like Wolverine actually, except way hairier. And a lot of my friends are like, "Dude, why are you drawing furry? It's not a furry. It's not a furry if the face is human, you know?" But yeah. So we got Tiger. I've actually this is like one of the first times I drew them all on the computer, and these designs are a little outdated. But it won't really matter for the piece I'm doing. But then came Rabbit. She's like a shy, timid kind of daughter of an empress kind of deal. We got a Dragon, who's also like an old samurai kind of deal, though not as old as or maybe not, maybe like the same age as Tiger, I don't know. Maybe they had like some kind of battle history or whatever. This is all part of my zodiac lore, my Chinese zodiac lore. Then we got Snake, who's like a sexy, seductive, temptress lady, who in the original story, Snake wrapped herself around Horse's leg, and he didn't even know it until the end of the race, where she shot out at the last second and freaked him out, and that's why she got in a higher place than Horse. Then we got Horse. I wanted to give him a hammer, and wanted to make him really kind of cowardly and dorky, but also like really buff and muscular because I thought that'd be really funny. And the hammer because I don't know, I like hammers, and horses just seem to always have like a hammer or a battle axe. You never see like a anthropomorphic horse with like a sword or something. Then we got Sheep, who's like the happy-go-lucky one, and she's like one of my favorites ever. Her design has changed like almost not at all, and it's fantastic because it was so good the first time. I also gave her yellow eyes, but I don't think I added them for this one. Yeah, not for this one, but I gave her like sheep eyes, and they were really cool. Then there was Monkey, and because Monkey is like, you know, a monkey is kind of humanoid, like it looks a lot like a real person. I wanted to make him kind of like, I don't know, generic looking. But also, because the monkey is like a big deal in China and Japan, there's a lot of stories surrounding the monkey, especially the one that I think is Journey to the West, and that's where this monkey named Son Goku, who you may recall as being that famous Super Saiyan guy, but not the same exact guy. Like, this story came first. This guy, maybe not necessarily this guy, but a monkey named Son Goku fights this guy called the Ox King, and he has a magical staff that can stretch and stuff. So I wanted to base him off of that monkey, like that Son Goku from Journey to the West, as opposed to, Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Although, I gave him a similar outfit to Goku, because I thought that'd be kind of a nice nod. But I tried to make him as little, like, I don't know, not really physically, because he's still muscular, but like personality-wise and the way he composes himself, like he's a lot more gruff. He's a lot more like Tiger in that respect, where Goku is more of like the a mix of sheep and horse, maybe, or actually maybe more like dog, sheep and dog, because they're like the happiest. Then we have Rooster, who's just like this dopey old man, but he's super wise, and hardly anyone takes him seriously, but then he just spits knowledge at your face, which I think is really funny. His design has changed so much. Right now he's just like a straight up archer. And before I have no idea what I wanted to do with him at the beginning. He was just kind of like an old dude. He didn't even have a weapon, but now he has a bow, which I think suits him way better. Then we have Dog. He's just a little kid, because I think, when I think of a dog, they're pretty hyper, they're pretty active, and they run around a lot and they get hurt, hence the band-aid right there. But yeah, he's just like a little kid. People say, or my friends say, that he looks a lot like me, like the way I draw myself, which is kind of funny, because like me and Dog are like the only two blonde people, or blonde boys, that I draw, so that makes a little sense. And then we got Pig, the super nice, kind-hearted boy, and everybody loves Pig, because I bet you anything, if I ever made this, like all of this, into a series, I bet you anything everybody's favorite character is gonna be Pig, Sheep, or Horse. That's just how the internet works. I have a feeling. But people also go for, like, the Bakugo kind of thing, like the angry people. So, anyway, that's a little bit of a backstory. These are the characters. We have mouse, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, sheep, monkey, rooster, dog, pig. And I've done a couple pieces already. I may not show them tonight. But one of the original pieces that I wanted to do, I wanted to have them all together, kind of like a scene that would happen after the race, Like, they've already been accepted. They've moved to the Zodiac Temple or the house or whatever. I don't know what kind of place they live in. But that place has a bathhouse. A split bathhouse. To the dismay of many weeb people out there. Not weed, weeb, with a B, this thing. But it is split, and so I wanted to depict that and in a, drawing form. So, I'll take you through this, and like what I have to do. There are a ton of layers on this. It's ridiculous. But I'm gonna do it all. So this is the original sketch. I'll bring it up to full power. I want to make sure this is actually you can see this. Yep, you can. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Alright, so this is the original sketch. We can look around this. All the girls are on this side. We got the eye candy side. But really, it's the more fun side to draw. But I think the guy's side is a bit of, or it is the more interesting side to draw, because there's so much stuff happening. And it's kind of funny. Whenever I draw a piece, the sketch always looks way better, to me personally, than the finished product. I don't know why. Maybe because the sketch is you don't have to be as um, what's the word, precise with it. It can just be like free flow. Where's the music? Oh snap! It already went out. Replay that. There we go. I but yeah, so like a sketch is a lot more carefree, right? So you don't feel as pressured to make it perfect, but somehow it just ends up looking the best. I've never understood that. Um, but there's a lot going on here. We have on the girls' side, we have sheep walking in with like a towel. The other ladies' towels are over there. Rabbits just trying to, hide. They're all paying attention to the guy's side, which I think is really fun. Snake is kind of whispering sweet nothings to Horse because I wanted to give them like a little bit of a romance because they had that initial connection, and Snake is super into Horse, and Horse is too. Horse is into Snake as well, but he's way too cowardly and nerdy. So there's this whole like dynamic between them. It's really sweet. And Mouse is like super nervous because it's a bathhouse and there's guys everywhere. And we got Dog just chilling, which is honestly probably something I would do just over here. Rooster's pointing and laughing at everybody, which I think is also something he would do. Horse is listening to Snake. And Tiger and Monkey, like how I said earlier, they were like the two fighters of the group. They're just brawling, just buck naked, brawling in the hot water. So that's gonna make some people happy. It's made a lot of the people who walk into my class, they're like, oh my gosh, Connor, why did you just draw two naked hairy men splashing around in a hot bath? I'm just like, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta do it. We got Pig, who's doing a cannonball. We have Ox just trying to mind his own dang business, but people keep getting in the way. And then we got Dragon back there, who just could not care less, and I have no idea why his face is in like a lower quality than like a normal stroke. Like this is a clear stroke, this is his face. Oh, it's hilarious. But that's the thing, and I knew going into this that this would be like, this had to be the best piece because I put the most time into it, and this is like the magnum opus, this is the thing. So next up was like the color theory. I don't know, honestly, I don't know many art terms. It's probably a problem considering I want to be like a comic artist when I go to college, but I started with like the comic the color just blocks, just to get the basic generic idea out of the way, which I ended up changing actually. And then I got those lines and I drew each of the characters over it. So now, if you look at the original, if I make that a little chiller, then you can see that a few things have changed, I changed Sheep and Mouse's position of like their eyes, because like Mouse right now is a lot better looking than she did like here in the one below. So I'm very glad I changed it there. And Sheep too, I just moved her eyes out a little longer. Everybody just looks a lot sharper. But over here, like what things that used to be a little more confusing, like I don't know, monkeys, like this whole thing, this was kind of confusing in the original, but it's a lot more cleaned out now. I moved Rooster way down because he was like clipping through the rock, and that was a no-go. Pig is like not changed at all, and neither has Dragon, but now he's like super high def and he has fuzzy hair, which I think is funny. But then after the characters, I had to draw the background, and let me tell you, this freaking background took so long because I had a feeling I'd have to draw like half of it and then just flip it over, because time crunch. I don't want to draw the entire house, that would just be ridiculous. But doing that proved really difficult because I not only had to use really like, you know, straight lines. But I had to, for some reason, in Fire Alpaca, I can't just automatically flip an image. I have to manually drag it, like stretch it. And I had to line it up as precisely as I could. And fill in where it didn't work. But I think it's pretty amazing. The only thing that's different between the two are these rocks right in the middle. But that's about it for the lines. All I know is that this took me way too long and I did not enjoy it one bit. That's why this took me so long, because I was just stuck doing it. And also, I did this, not that one, this one, which is kind of like the divider line between the two. So this is more like a juxtaposed piece, I guess. Oh man, I'm almost out of Sprite. My mouth is cramping. Holy heckles. But after the middle part, the next thing that came along was the color, for the characters at least, because I knew that'd be the most important. I did not anticipate Tiger having that much showing, but I'm kind of impressed how like realistic the body looks. I mean, I'm not gonna, I don't mean to like toot my own horn, but like that looks really good. Everybody looks really good actually. I tried to keep the girls most covered because even though it is a bathhouse, I'm a fairly modest dude in how I draw, especially when it comes to like, you know, naked, because like I never draw that. So they're a little more covered, and unfortunately that like you don't really get as much of a feel for who they are as a character. They're just kind of like, ooh, nervous or nervous-ish, not very nervous at all. But over here you just have like literal naked guys fighting. But then we got the color, and then I think, oh yeah, okay, so next thing that came along, I colored the house. That took a long time because I had to go like over multiple layers to get it all good. I had to flip it again to make sure it, like especially these flowers on the door over here, which I think look amazing. I had to, you know, flip that over the same manual way. I made the lantern say bath or bathhouse. I can't remember which one it is. But that was next. But I ran into a bit of a problem because the next thing I did was, it was the rocks. So I had these color blocks, like I had 2 or 3 colors for each section. And the rocks, I figured, would have to be a couple multiple colors. So that's why they look a little more realistic than the house. Like the house looks really flat, especially when I turn on the tree. And the tree looks really freaking cool. And then you put on the grass, and that looks really good. And then the flower, and then the leaves, and then the bath. So everything has like multiple shades of color, except the house. Oh, and then the sky, because I had to give it a sky. But my tasks now, after, you know, doing all this stuff, I need to make the house look better, like not flat. Make the foam area around them, or like the way they go into the water, a little more seamless. And I think I have an idea which I'm gonna do. And then, you know, make the steam look a little better. And just shading in general and lighting. And also I need to draw lanterns. I think I'm gonna do that maybe. But maybe that'll just be a little too much work, and I'll just make some sparkly lighting off the water, which could also look really, really cool. But yeah, that's my plan. I may not talk as much after this, so maybe this is the time, if you're looking back on this, to skip forward and stuff and just see what I get up to. But yeah, I guess I'll get started. And oh yeah, I need to do the what was the first? Oh yeah, the house. Oh my gosh, I'm already like losing it. I'm gonna turn off everything. I need to keep that on actually. No, not that one. That one. There we go. Turn off the bath. All that stuff. So now we just have the house. And a cool trick that, in case you don't know, in case you don't, you know, digitally draw too much. There's a little feature, I don't know if it's called differently on different platforms, but it's called clipping, and I found that out way too, like, recently. Like, I only just found out a few months ago, where whatever you draw, and you put a layer over that and clip it to the other layer, even if you draw off of what you originally drew, it'll stay within the boundary. So that's, like, fantastic. And that is what I'm going to do. So I think I'm going to do an airbrush. Get the color for this. Make it just a teeny bit darker. Be right there. Check that out. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do. For the normal color at least. So I'm just going to make a light little thing in between here and here. And because this is wood, I'm gonna have to add, like, you know, the wood lines, because that's just a thing that, you know, wood does. That's how you check the age of the tree. But right now I'm just doing generic stuff. I'll go back over it, make it look all nice and fancy. But unfortunately, I have no idea people are watching me at all. Nah, nobody's watching. Anyway. Ooh. There we go. Get that done. There you go, over like that. Unfortunately, because this has all been on a layer already, I'm gonna have to erase over what I've already done. Ooh, or maybe add another layer over that. But unfortunately, this is more of like a boring thing to draw. Actually, I can just... There we go. There we go. I draw better at a slant. I'm actually call up one of my friends real quick. I think I'm gonna call Liam. Just bug the... Oh wait, no, he's watching Endgame. Dang it! Everybody's watching Endgame. I'm just sitting here in my freaking pajamas, drawing a bathhouse. Oh, yeah, I also need to draw the towels. I completely forgot about the towels. There we go, drop that. Shabam, shabam. Looks good. But yeah, if you have any like questions, anything you want to say, go ahead. I don't bite. But you know, no problem. If you don't want to, I'm just chilling here. I'm just doing what I legit have to do, because my art teacher will get really upset with me if I do nothing, as well as my mom, because I actually asked off work today so that I could focus on doing my art portfolio. Which, I mean, work is great, but this is like what I work on. It's not what I want to do for the rest of my life, you know. I don't want to work in a fast food place or a deli. I wanna draw, man. So this is priority, even though I get money doing the doing actual work. However, I would, if you guys would like to comment either now or later, it don't matter. But if you'd like to comment, if you'd be up for me to make like stickers, because I've seen, or I've heard also from some of my friends at school, that making stickers is actually like really easy and really fun, and you can get a little bit of money from it. So if I can make stickers, and if you guys could buy those stickers, like if there's an interest, then I think I'll make some stickers. And I have some ideas for them anyway, in case people do want me to make stickers. So, That is definitely a thing. Oh boy. Let's check the stream. Shabam. Stream check. Ooh, we got one boy. Or girl. I won't discriminate. We've actually had a few. Just a few people, just maybe the same person. I have no idea. Just chilling. Chilling vanillin'. What's up, one person? I don't mean to call you out or make you awkward, but like, you are a subject now. But again, no pressure. You can just chill. Just check out what I'm doing. Actually, already this just looks like way nicer, even though it looks really dang sketchy. But I'll smooth it out later. Don't worry. But you know, a thing I noticed, or a thing I thought would just make this a lot nicer was even though I, you know, completely flipped the perspective, you know, with the lines, like I had to draw this whole thing, or I just had to draw it once, but I flipped it over. That way I didn't have to draw it twice. And because of that, what's the word? Relieved me of a lot of stress, first of all. But I feel like it would be a lot nicer to not just copy over the shading as well. Maybe that's a little, like, disingenuous, I don't know. But, like, you know, even if you still have the same structure, it's not gonna look exactly the same. Like, you may have two wood planks, but, you know, they're not the same. They're still, like, different striations of the wood. So nothing's gonna look exactly the same, or exactly the same. And because of that, I make each of the shading different. So even though it's the same tree, it's really kind of not the same tree. That's how it is. It's very fuzzy. I may have to go over that with like generic wood squiggles and blur that. But you know, the background isn't really the main focus here. Maybe the door area. But the main focus is definitely the characters, which, thank goodness, I'm way better at drawing characters than I am at drawing backgrounds. I am not very good at drawing backgrounds. I try to avoid drawing them as much as I can. Because, by golly, I can draw people. I can draw Spider-Man swinging, but it's very hard for me to enjoy drawing the buildings that he swings between, you know? It's a little too geometrical for me, and I do like it sometimes, you know, if I make up like an area, if I make like a battle zone, like maybe something with more nature, which is kind of why I like the tree a lot more than a house. But it's still a little nasty, you know, just having to not draw something that, you know, moves or has like too much character. Like, it's a lot harder to put character into something that can't talk. Or, you know, can't really emote. Because things that don't talk can emote. Like an animal. But you can't really, like, make a tree emote, because a tree doesn't understand what you're saying. It's just a tree. So, it's a little awkward. Looking good. Stream health is in the yellow, but that's where I like it. Alright. So that's looking like general. I think I'm gonna go over with a lighter, bigger thing. Just kind of go like, bleh. Go the generic shading. Just to really, even it out a little more. Because as of now, everything kind of looks messy. Like someone just smeared cocoa powder over all the wood. Which is not my main plan, but you know, it is a plan. Maybe just a little bit to the wood over here. Maybe even that out a bit. Yeah, there we go. Man, I wish I'd really done all this extra shading earlier. This is gonna be a pain to erase and stuff. And now, if I have this, make it super scratchy. Alright, so if I go like that, that's like I can change the opacity of the woodiness of it. That just looks like a nice little texture over everything. And at least for the walls, well, actually, I kind of have like striations here and there. So if I make that max thing so I can just see it a little easier. Yeah, there we go. Alright. That was kind of to the music as well. This music is popping. What's the title of this again? Seaside Cafe. Oh my gosh. This is really good stuff. I'm vibing. Hopefully one person you can hear it. Hopefully it's a nice chill experience for you. Maybe you're drinking some coffee, you know, by the seaside. Perhaps you're at the seaside. I don't know. There we go. That's that. I'll do it to the other side. Something I've noticed actually when I'm drawing is that if people are supposed to be doing something and I'm drawing next to them, they always stop and watch me draw, because I guess it's kind of like relaxing to just watch somebody draw. Personally, I've never really sat in on a drawing stream for more than like, I don't know, a few minutes, or maybe for like a highlight reel. I never really stay for the whole time, so it kind of, I don't know, not concerns me, but intrigues me why, you know, people stay and watch me draw. Because it's like, I don't really find it too entertaining to watch somebody draw the whole way through. I kind of like peek back and forth. I'm like, dude, that's looking really good. They're like, yo, thanks. But that's about it. And then people around me are just like staring at me. I'm like, whoa, is that pretty interesting? And they're like, yeah, it's really cool, man. Which, I mean, super nice. I love those people. Because then I try to like, it's funny, even though I'm not even an art teacher, I still try and teach people stuff about like how to make things a little easier on them, like when they're drawing something. It's pretty nice. It's nice to teach people stuff, you know? After this, I'm gonna do that. Alright, looking good. I guess I'll go over the floor just a little bit though, because there's already striations. There we go. Alright. Awesome. Alright, right there and there. Looking good. Alright. Cool. And maybe I'll make the brush a little nicer. That with some little lines right there. I'm sorry this is kind of boring. Not too many interesting things are happening right now, but you know, you gotta do the kind of boring things to get to the cooler parts. That's just how it works. You know, I think it's funny. I bet there's one person out there who's like watching this later and they're skipping through all the stuff where I don't even talk. Just get me to the good stuff. Get me to when he spits some wisdom in like a quote or something. Those are the real peeps. Those are the real fans. No, I don't even know if I have any fans. It's just people who are like, "Oh, dude, that's nice." But I don't know if I have anybody just being like, "Oh my gosh, Conor, sign my baby." I don't really see myself getting to that level, even though that would be pretty cool. Though even if I got that famous, I definitely would not sign a baby. I'd sign their diaper, but not the baby itself, because you're gonna have to wash that off. If you want me to sign something that you can keep. Get like a permanent memory, not just one in your head, even though that is pretty permanent. Like something you can hang up on the wall. You can't hang up your baby on the wall. That's just not cool. Man, this actually kind of made the wood look a little round, which I kind of like. Got round wood up in this house. Alright, that is all the wood. And now, when I turn down the opacity, it's a lot more bearable. But even so, I think I'm going to blur it a little bit. We go like that, and the blur intensity down to like that much. How's that look if I blur it? Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's a little too much though. So I turn it down, but if I increase the size, nothing's happening. Oh, there we go. Okay, so if yeah, that's a little too much. Go back, right there, maybe there. Yeah, that'll work. Maybe a little less, but then gonna go over this stuff. Just go like that, go like that. Shabam, and you can see like it's still kind of there, but it's a little more blurred out, and it's not as hard on your eyes. So there's a little less of a focus there, which I think is a little nice. And then I turn it down, and now it's just kind of like in the background. Although I think I did it a little too much in that area. So maybe I'll redo that just real quick. Just a little back and forth. Back and forward. Also, one person, I know you won't probably won't respond, but I hope this movie is or not the movie. The music is an okay volume for you. You can still hear it, but it's not too loud or too quiet. It's just kind of just right. Just enough for you to hear. But that looks a lot better. Way, way, way better. Now I can turn that down. It's a lot more chill. Awesome. Let's see if still looking good. Awesome. There we go. So now I guess what I do now is erase over the stuff that should not have that on it. Alright, so now comes the truly boring part, where I simply erase. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. My parents walked home. They came back from their little dinner date. So I had to say hi to them. I have my priorities. I may be a streamer, but I do care about, my family. I wouldn't really say I'm a streamer though. I'd hardly stream first of all, but like I don't even stream like regularly. I've only done like 3 streams, and one of them has been like kind of a joke one, or no, it was a test. I did a test stream to make sure I could actually stream, and it was like a minute long where I drew something and like 3 people joined, and it was hilarious because they're like, OMG, Conor 4EA is streaming? I was like, yeah, and I drew a tiny little dude. I think I kept it up too, because it's kind of funny. Yeah, one person's still here. Thank you, one person. I have no idea what your name is, but I'm just gonna call you one person. Because that's who you are to me. Alright, so almost halfway done with erasing the shading. We are almost there. And some people, it's funny, some people have like figured out how to perfectly fill in a character, so they don't have to color in everything by hand, and I'll probably end up doing that eventually, but as of now, I just kind of think it's fun to draw everything by hand. It's like very relaxing to see where you erase on something like this. It's like the oddly satisfying challenges. It's very, very nice. I like it a lot. Bam. Ooh, got a new song. Let's freaking go. Here we go. Alright, awesome. One side done. That's just the other one. Jeez. There probably is an easier way to do this, but you know, I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to finding an easier way. I'm very likely or liable to just tough through something until it's done, which could be seen as cool, but most of the time it's just seen as really, really dumb. So take it as you are. If that quote made any sense, I have no idea. It's late, I get it. It's like what, 9 o'clock? Yeah. I mean, just for a little better. Like after I shade the roofing, I'll give it a little rest. Maybe I'll come back to stream. Maybe I won't. Maybe I can hopefully get more people. Not that you, one person, are bad. I'm just saying, like, more people so they could, like, learn more stuff, you know? Get the word out there. Even though it's funny, like, a lot of people, a couple of my friends too, like, if you see on like my channel page, it says, oh, people I like, or my friends, Kentendo is one of them. And he takes YouTube, like, pretty seriously. It's like his second job. And he's really good at it. But really good as in, like, finding the trending stuff, you know? Like, the stuff that's on everybody's minds. And doing something with that. Like, he's done that with, a couple news videos, like Animal Crossing Switch news leak. You know, stuff that gets you views in the moment. Which I mean is fine if you want to build a reputation, or maybe not, because to me it seems whenever you do those videos that are like, you know, topical, then it's kind of like, why would people go back and watch them? If you have such a niche video, you know, like unboxing videos, for example, they're pretty cool. Like, people like unboxing videos, but like, it's very doubtful that, you know, after a year, or heck, like after a month, people will still watch that unboxing video, because, you know, the hype's died down. People don't really care about Batman Arkham Asylum, you know, super epic edition, which has like a figurine of Batman. You don't really like, something really go off of that. It's weird because it's like a trendy thing. It's a thing that popular people do because they're like, oh man, the fans want to see my reaction. And I guess that makes sense, you know. You subscribe to people because that's who they are. Like, you subscribe for their personality. But if they have, you can have the most amazing personality, but you can have like no substance to what you're doing. You could be doing like everything by the book. You could be doing like gaming live streams, or I don't know, unboxing videos, or try not to laughs and stuff like that. But like, that shouldn't be all you're known for, you know? You can't really get anywhere by being known as the guy that does everything that everyone else does. You gotta have like something that only you can do. So like, something that like really stands out, I don't know, like a charity stream. I haven't done a charity stream, but Kentendo has. And he's like, that's kind of what he's known for. He's really, it's amazing how into streaming for charity he is, because he's like, he legitimately cares. And that's something that I think a lot of people can take for granted nowadays, where they just kind of do it for the heck of it, and not really because it's a good thing. But you also have people who are like, oh man, well, isn't, you know, gaming commentary, just like what everybody else is doing, kind of, because say it's like a story-driven game. Story-driven games are like a little bit harder to stick around on for a playthrough, at least for me, because at that point you're really just there for the person's reaction, because the gameplay and the cutscenes, they're all the same, right? Like that, you know what you're gonna see. You're gonna see the cutscene and you're gonna see how they react. So that's why I kind of like how so like story games are great, don't get me wrong, but I feel like they're a little harder to watch and even commentate on, because I've done my fair share of story-driven games, kind of like Doki Doki. I really loved that game. It was a really good game, but you know, it was trendy at the moment, and when I did it, and it only really got views because of that, and just so people could see my reaction to stuff, which I mean I guess is fair. That's what a lot of other people do. But I feel like something like Smash Brothers is like a perfect game for you know, seeing somebody's reaction to it, because no two Smash games are the same. It's like literally impossible for the games to be the same. Sorry, I'm burping a lot. Also, I erased all those stuff. Yay me! Now I just have to do the darker wood and then the paper, I guess. So that's a bit of an oof for me. Oh, I got 2 people watching. Let's go. Hello, new person. We have 1 person and we got a new person. So thanks for chilling. What was I talking about? Okay, so I need to get the darker one. Go a little darker. Do that. Oh, wait. That's on blur. That's not even, like, seeable. That's not even seeable either. That's, gross. Maybe let's just go black. I guess. Looks like I'm going dark. Or maybe almost black. Because that's there. Okay, that's still brown. Okay, that's good. So I'm gonna use this. But on a new layer, so that, you know, it still won't go outside of it. But yeah, like, I feel like games that are more open, not open world, mind you, but games that are more like, oh man, this is really just dependent on who's playing it, you know? It's not so much like there's less of a room for like, you don't know what to expect. Like I said, no Smash Brothers game is exactly the same, so that's why you watch it. You watch it so people are like, or so you can see people's, not just their reactions to stuff, but their gameplay and like what they actually do. And in games like, I mean, even Mario technically is a little like that, but I mean, it's not really a story-driven game, so I don't even know if that's a good example. But basically, I feel like, this is just me personally, if you base yourself, or you base your channel, or you base your existence on social media, or even just in general, on stuff that not only just, you know, what other people do, but like what's trendy at the moment, or if you just kind of go with the flow, like, you know, unboxing videos, or topical streams, you know. Streaming's great because it is entirely dependent upon the person, but you can't really capture an audience if you don't have like 2 things. You gotta have that charisma, and you gotta have that little niche thing that only you can do, and something that'll last. Because sure, people may watch your unboxing video, you may get 1 million views on it, but like 2 years from then, you're gonna get like maybe 1 view, if that, because nobody really watches an unboxing video twice. I mean, even if the person is like the funniest person alive, you're probably not gonna watch them do the same thing over and over again if it's like predictable, or if it doesn't have like that special charm. If you expect what's gonna happen, because like in an unboxing video, you know what's in the box. But when you see something like, I don't know, a cooking video, like you have no idea. Sure, there's a recipe maybe, but like, you have no idea how they're gonna prepare the chicken, or how they're gonna like stuff it. You know, like I'm thinking of JonTron's video about the turducken. I would never have searched up in my life how to make turducken, but JonTron's just like, you know what? I'm gonna make my own little personal flair on that. I'm gonna make a turducken. I'm gonna make it freaking hilarious. And it's not even just him making a turducken. He's like just telling stories and making dumb jokes, and it's hilarious. And I rewatch videos of his all the time, because every single one of his videos, some of them are trendy, but a lot of the stuff he does is really obscure and nobody's ever heard of it. And that's why people are like, oh my gosh, what the heck is this? And JonTron did it. If he did it, it must either be really good or really funny or really stupid or all of them, you know? Like that. Like, JonTron's one of the best examples of what a YouTuber should be. It's all based on like the creator and stuff. Whereas like, I mean, I don't mean to knock it, but like, because I do it too. But like gaming stuff, gaming's a little more in that you know what to expect market. Even though, like I just talked about how Smash Brothers is more of that kind of like, oh dang, what are they gonna do this time in Smash Brothers? As opposed to, I can't wait to see what happens when they get to this part in the game. You know? I don't even know. It's funny because like whenever I talk about something like this, I talk a lot, if you haven't noticed, but I like go back to the original point a whole bunch, and it's funny because I've made my point, but I just keep saying it. I never really, you know, end my point. I don't know. That's just me. That's just little old me. I wonder if the top chat's working. I have no idea. Maybe I can check. Nah. No chats. Just a double check. Shabam. Alrighty, so I'm almost done with the with this thing. And because it's on a different layer, I don't have to worry about accidentally erasing the the other stuff. I can turn that off, actually. And now I can just focus on erasing this stuff. But yeah, that's just my little thing. Like, I know I game. I am a gamer, yes. I do gaming videos. I stream. I haven't streamed any games, which I think is kind of cool. Because a lot of people just immediately think, oh, I'm going to stream games, but everybody does that. And that kind of falls back into that market of like, oh man, you're streaming a game? Everybody does that. So that's why I do animations. And nowadays, animation is thankfully a bigger deal on YouTube, as opposed to like how it was a long while ago. Well, not really a long while ago, but like it's getting more mainstream attention, and I really like that. So I guess you could kind of consider that a niche market, or not a niche market, but like a little more trendy, a little more accepted. I don't know why I'm doing this section now. But I try to, you know, make a name for myself in the little things. Like, I don't just do gaming stuff, I draw as well. And I also occasionally do little animations, or I post an animation that I did. And that's fun. Because people can come back multiple times and rewatch it. Like, I've noticed, I do gaming videos, and they get views, you know. I'm not so, what's the term? crazy about getting views as a lot of other people. They're like, oh, this video didn't get a lot of views. I guess it sucks and I should never do it again. Well, I mean, maybe, but like analyze it first. Like maybe the video was just trendy, or maybe the video wasn't fun looking at all. Nobody clicked on it. But like gaming videos, like they get a few views when they first come out, but once people have seen it, or once your original, you know, the first responders have seen it, they're kind of like, oh, okay, it's a gaming video, and then they watch and then they move on. But if you have something truly special, like one of my most popular video right now, aside from Drillionaire, because I actually hate that video, and I may go in more depth about that in like a video in and of itself, about why it's my least favorite video I've ever made. But my most viewed video, second after Drillionaire, is one of my speed draws, because it's literally just like people want to know how does this guy do this thing, like how does he draw, what does he draw, how good is his drawing, you know, there's a lot of different things to look at. And like I hardly go back to rewatch, well I rewatch a lot of my videos, but I don't really go back to rewatch, you know, part 12 of Bloodborne. I don't really like that's not on my mind. I go to like the one-offs, you know? I go to the best ofs, because it trims the fat and it keeps only the good stuff, like the interesting parts. And I also go back to the stuff where it's literally just me talking, like the E3 videos. Those are some of my favorite videos I've made, but hardly anyone ever watched them because they were trendy and everybody was doing them. And I think that's really just like dependent on how popular you are when you do a thing. That's how you get the views. And that's why they're like not my most popular videos, but that's why I think my speed draw videos are popular, because it doesn't have to be a certain time for you to be like, oh man, this Ben 10 speed draw looks awesome, I'm gonna watch that. Like you can watch that in November, you can watch that in June, you can watch it in space. It like there's no context to it. But if you watch like, I don't know, an unboxing video, I keep going back to those, but like nobody's gonna go back to the archives and watch an unboxing video just for the heck of it. It'll probably only be for like a project they have to do. And at that point, it's not even like for fun. It's just for research or whatever. Like you gotta make those timeless videos, the ones that can like stick around, the ones that have quality. Not to say other videos don't have quality, but like, you know, yeah, I think you get what I mean. I think I've said the point like a million times. I just never know when to stop talking. But you know, it's something. It's something to keep this stream from being dead, and it's something I've noticed as well. How, you know, I talked about Kentendo earlier. One of my boys, my homie, he streams. Like, that's how he got his following. He streamed a lot. And people are like, dude, I really like this guy. I'm going to subscribe to him so I can see him stream some more. Maybe I can join in on, like, you know, what he streams. And that's fantastic. But, and I've told him about this, and I've asked him questions about it too, about how, like, what he does to keep people watching. Because, you know, when you're watching a stream, you want it to be interesting. If no one's saying anything, you're not going to stick around long, you know? Or if you feel awkward, especially when nobody's saying something, you're not going to stick around long. It's like common logic, right? So, not only should you do something that's visually entertaining, not like on a webcam or something, although that could help, but like, you know, maybe the game you're playing, or maybe the thing you're doing. You have to do something that is not only something possibly people have never seen before, even if it's a game, you know, do something special, Like maybe do like playing a game in one sitting. You know, people love that stuff. Where they play a game, even if it's a story game, but they do something that switches it up. Like, I'm not gonna watch a Kingdom Hearts stream, or like 8 of those, but I may watch a Kingdom Hearts stream of a dude who's playing it with his feet on critical mode or something. I don't know. Like, something that's freaking cool. And you also have to keep talking to the camera. Or not really, I don't know, not keep talking, but like, stay interesting. And I feel like that's pretty easy for a lot of people, especially if they have the technical know-how, because they can like, they can have like a video playing in the corner while they're playing a game, and people are literally just there for the video because they don't want to pirate it or something. But I feel like it's kind of a cop-out. And you know, when you get a subscriber notification, I feel like, oh, it's cool, but like, that's just a visual thing. They, like, maybe they did subscribe to you because they like you, but I feel like they may have just subscribed because they saw the notification thing that's like, if you subscribed, Pikachu will appear, you know? That's kind of, I don't know, kind of scummy to me, kind of disingenuous, which is why I don't really do those, I don't know, I don't really like doing the things everybody else does. I feel like that's a little weird to just be like, it kind of feels disingenuous, you know? I think I already said that, but like, when I want people to subscribe, like, of course, that's like fantastic. When somebody subscribes, I'm like, oh snap, they really like me. But the reason I feel that, it's not because, you know, I have like a notification thing so that when the stream is popular, notifications are just going out the wazoo, and it's like dubstep remixes happening, lights are flashing, and then you get a shout out where it's like, OMG, thank you, Cool Robot Guy 32, for subscribing, you are the bomb. Like, I mean, that's cool, and it's a good way to get subscribers, and it's a good way for you to be like, hey, if he got a shout out, maybe I'll get one if I subscribe. But I feel like it's a little more genuine when, you know, you just kind of make what you want, and people subscribe to that. It's like, well, dang, I didn't even have to ask them to subscribe. I didn't have to bribe them with, like, a carrot on a stick. They just did that of their own accord because they legitimately just liked me, and they wanted to see more of my stuff. I'm sorry if I called out people. Not specifically Nintendo, because I've told him about it before. How I make jokes to him about how he's so mainstream and popular, but I'm gonna come up from behind and overtake him one day as the king of YouTube. But yeah, I feel like it's just kind of, it means a little bit more, you know? When, like, my mentality for doing YouTube is like, I want to make stuff that I would rewatch, or that I would want to show my friends. Like, it's very unlikely that I would, you know, record for 6 hours and then be like, guys, check this out. And, you know, I'd pull out my phone, and then I'd just sit there with a dumb, big old grin on my face and wait for their reactions when I'm like, oh, no, wait, this is a good part. And then, like, I say maybe a slightly funny thing, and it like, cracks me up. But then they look at me and be like, Connor, that wasn't funny. And I'm like, no, but, like, a funnier part's coming up, and the thing's 6 hours long. And, like, you know, nobody's gonna stick around that long. Which is why you gotta make it cool, you gotta make it interesting. Because, like I said, it's partially, like, in the moment, you know? Like, when you get a subscriber, when you get a subscriber notification, it's like, yo, man, cool robot guy 32, thank you so much. But, like, you're not gonna go back and watch the video to see that dude react to himself getting, you know, shouted out. Unless you're cool guy robot or cool robot guy 32, you're probably not gonna rewatch the video for that moment. You know? It's not like it doesn't really mean anything. It's just kind of a thing. I don't know where I'm going. I'm doing that rant thing again that I always do. But because of that, all that shading is done. That looks fantastic. Even though I can't really see it. I'll be able to see it less because I turned down the whatchamacallit. But now, everything looks a lot better. So much better. Now I think I'm gonna do this area right now. Yeah. Do a bit of an airbrush. Awesome. Okay, yeah. Maybe a little darker though. Then make another layer. Click that. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. This is gonna be mega shading after this, or erasing after this. Oh boy, what did I do? I stretched that out way too far. Alright. Whoa, frick, I did it again. Okay, so if I just go like this, like just a generic deal. Right there and right there. Cool. That looks really, really nice. Yeah, I think I've gotten on my soapbox. Until I maybe think of something else. I don't know. I have a lot of strong opinions about things, but I hardly ever, like, I don't know, get a chance to talk about it. Not that I keep private. I'm very not private when it comes to expressing how I feel about stuff, but, like, it's rare that I'm in an opportunity to, like, talk about something that, you know, I think about a lot. But now that I've done that, just wanna... Oh, that's gonna look good. Once I, do the thingy with it. Once I do the erasing thing. Go like that, go like that. Shabam. And after I do this erasing thing, I think that'll be it. Because I really just came in here to, do this one thing. Because this was, like, my least favorite thing that I was looking forward to. Or actually, I wasn't looking forward to it at all. That's why it was my least favorite thing. But thanks to this, I was given the strength and resolve to stick with it and suck it up. I think I may have like a cake or something, or maybe some ice cream, because I got my wisdom teeth taken out on Thursday. Not today, of course, because today's Thursday. That'd be kind of silly if I got my wisdom teeth taken out today. But a week ago today, I got my wisdom teeth taken out. And it was definitely an experience. Because I do not mind this going on the record. Because I think it's hilarious. Even though my mom's like, Connor, why do you keep telling people what happened when you were, you know, loopy? Because everybody gets loopy when they get their wisdom teeth taken out. And, you know, you always see those videos of people like, why are you going to McDonald's? Or people, like, prank their sister or whatever because, like, they make it seem like the zombie apocalypse is starting. It's like, we have to leave now. What? Why? You know. My mom didn't do that, but she told me afterwards what I did. So, what happened was, after I got my teeth taken out, you know, I don't remember anything until I was, you know, I was in the dentist seat, They put the IV in. I started feeling dizzy. I'm just like, all right, you know what? I'm out. See you. Peace out. Later. And then I go under. And the next thing I remember is being in the car, and we're like 10 minutes till home, and the dentist is like, I don't know, 30 minutes away. But I was in the car, and I asked my mom, like, hey, did I do anything? Like, did I do anything dumb? And then she tells me that after, they were done with the procedure, I started just, like, blabbing, like, talking nothing. I was making mumbling noises, basically. I was like, nah, 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 nah. Or, like, I was trying to talk, because, like, I talk a lot, if you couldn't tell. But, like, I was trying to talk or tell people stuff, because it's funny, with morphine, or with, like, the drug they give you, which I believe is morphine, I have no idea, for the wisdom teeth, it kind of, like, gets rid of your filter, like your mental filter. So whatever is on your mind, you just spit out, which is why those videos that is like, oh, my sister got her wisdom teeth out, look at what she said, videos are, like, hilarious. But for me, I could not stop mumbling because, my filter's not there. I can't contain it. So I just mumble. I just go crazy. Like, I'm trying to tell my mom something. She's like, Connor, you have to stop talking because your mouth needs to heal. And I have, like, gauze in my mouth, too. I'm just like, meh, 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 meh. And I'm just not even paying attention because my brain is, like, booting back up again. It's like doing the Windows 10, like, ba 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 kind of thing. So, I get in the car. I'm mumbling the whole time. And when I'm in the car, my mom notices that I, like, pull down the, those little mirrors that are hanging up in your car that you can flip down and look behind you or look at yourself, like, get all dolled up and pretty. Like, I pulled that down, and just started, like, looking at my teeth. Like, I opened my mouth, I'm like, huh, and then I push it back down again, and I'm talking, or mumbling, doing the mumbling talk. And my mom tried to stop me from talking, but then she just realized he's not gonna stop. That's just who he is now for a while. But I'd open up the window, look at myself, and be like, huh, and then I'd close it, and then just go back to, like, doing whatever on my phone. And I ended up, in the process of that, dropping my phone, like, between my legs. So it was, like, clearly, I know where it is. And I woke up, like, my brain fully completed its startup, or its Windows 10 download. And it went boom, 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 And I said, hey, Mom, where's my phone? Because I was legitimately concerned that I left my phone at the dentist. But lo and behold, it was just in between my legs, which she pointed out. No, actually, she didn't point that out. She said, she said, Connor, don't worry, it's fine, we have it. I'm like, but where? And I looked down and was like, oh. But I get my phone, I'm like, wow, that's a little damp. I guess I was, like, really sweaty or something, because I have, like, a deathly fear of needles. Like, I don't like needles. Well, not deathly afraid, but, like, I could do without needles. I know what they do. I know they gotta help you. They gotta put the good stuff in and take the bad stuff out. Or at least to, like, check your blood or whatever. But I don't like the whole process of putting a thing in my arm. It's just not fun. So I just assumed that I was sweaty, down there, because I get sweaty down there sometimes. Probably more than my armpit. I don't know. Whatever. That's a moot point. Anyway, I just figured it was sweat, But we get home, and I'm looking on my phone as well, like on the trip home, and I realized that somebody had sent me, like, a message on Instagram, like the one of those direct messages, and they sent me a video, but I had opened it when I was, like, in download mode, so I don't remember what they sent. So I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I was under the influence of morphine, can you please resend that? So they did. But when I got back into the house, I realized that it it wasn't sweat that had dampened my my stees. It was actually urine, because apparently me without a filter just led me to just pee my pants. And that is definitely a thing that happened. I'm not sugarcoating it. I don't know if it was out of fear or out of like pure lack of brain cognition, but I completely and utterly took a leak in my pants, or in my shorts. I wasn't wearing pants. I'm just surprised like nobody noticed. Like, I don't know if I did it while they were taking my wisdom teeth out. That would have been hilarious. Like, they hear like the kind of the sound of it, and they're like, "What is that?" Oh, it's just the saw, you know. It's just the the little buzz thing that we use at the dentist. They don't know it was actually my urine. But whatever. So I peed myself. So apparently me, under the influence of morphine, is just an idiot who mumbles and pees his pants. So on that note, I did that. I did this thing, and it looks way better than it did before. And this is what it was without. Look at that. It used to be really dull looking, and now I have a very light shading on the walls. I mean, not the walls, but the doors. I have a little nicer shading on the whatchamacallit, the roof, and I have really good shading on all the wood. And now all together, it looks like it makes sense now. And if you're just tuning in now, this is the whole piece as it is now. Not done yet, clearly. I still need to, well actually I need to turn on the sky back there. But I need to, you know, make the steam more realistic. I need to shade people. I need to add lighting. But now that I've done that, that's literally all I have to do. And, you know, just touch-ups here and there. Ugh. Oh, but that's fantastic. I'm so happy. I did it all done. And we have 2 people. Hello. I'm sorry if it's blurry. Oh, Blobbyfish. Hey, man, what's up? I'm so sorry. I didn't see your comments. Because my computer's kind of junky, I can't really look at stuff too well, because I don't have like 2 monitors and I'm not fancy like that. But dude, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna add like stars in the sky, because I feel like that'd be a little nicer. Because I also added like little bubbles in the water, and that looks really nice too. I don't know about that though. I think I'm just gonna delete that layer because it doesn't look very good. But either next stream or next time I work on this piece, I'm going to work on like the little line. Maybe I'll make a new layer for this. Over here, where? Here. So like, right here. Oh, maybe not that. Right here. I'm going to change the line so that it blends in with the water, and it looks like, you know, she's in the water and not actually just glued onto it. So that's task 1. Down there, down there, down there. Just get all that stuff. Have to deal with dog 2. Over there. I'll have to do it to the rocks as well. I need to add a splash. I just remembered. I have to add like a splash here. A splash of water, because you know they're fighting. That's how it'd be. That's about it. Just shading and lighting, a little bit of a gloom effect. But then that'll be done. And that'll be one more piece done. I'm trying to get 8 done. 8 whole pieces done for my portfolio. And I have 4 done so far. I'll show them to you actually. So here is piece 1. Well, actually, let me not bring up preview. Where's preview? Why is preview? Force quit preview. Get out of here. There we go. Okay. So we have... There's me. I drew that today. I think that's just really fun. But hold on, let me go here, enlarge this bad boy. There we go. So here's piece number 1. This is the first one I did, and it's Rooster. You know, this guy over here. But I think it's kind of funny because his hair's down in this one, but in this one it's like, oh wait, not that one. This one it's like his hair's down, but in here it's like his hair's up in a little ponytail, and I think that's really fun. Oh, I use what program do I use? I use Fire Alpaca. Down here you can see the little name right there, and it's a free software. I'm gonna float it around. But it's also up here. It's a free software, and you can get by using it just fine. It's fantastic. But yeah, I like it a lot. And I did everything on here on Fire Alpaca. This was piece number 1, and it was Rooster, and this is like his redesign. Where I, actually, can I like zoom in? There we go. Alright, so we get a good view on them nips. But I did like a gold barrier kind of thing around him, because I think that looked real nice. Made it a little more Chinesey. I gave him the arrows, and I added that little hint of blue to add a little bit of, you know, color splash, color flash. Set that to the side. I gave him nipples because that's what humans have. And I gave him those little, like, clappy shoes. Or not clappy, clacky. Like the ones that make really loud sounds on wood. Because I like those shoes a lot. And I put this into a competition, but the rules for that competition were kind of strict, and they do not allow, you know, nipples. They don't allow like bare-chested people, man or woman. So I had to put a shirt over him. So now you can see the difference. I also, for some reason, I made the shading a lot better. So this version is like my favorite one because I also added like more gold, and it just looks a lot better in general because the shading's not sucky. So this one's definitely cool. I just wish that I had this shading with this, you know, version of the drawing. Yes, definitely try it out sometime. It is fantastic. So yeah, that was my first one. Then I went a little crazy and I drew Snake. And looking back on this now, I wish I had a little more contrast with or like a little more shading around her face because it's a little flat. But I really like this because I went more for like a neon kind of rock star theme, even though she's more of just like a seductive temptress kind of lady. And I also gave her like the neon lines to really put it all together that, you know, she's part of the place and not just kind of standing there. I gave it like 8 layers of smoke, and it looks really good. And it's just an overall clean looking piece, and I'm really proud what I did with that hand. It looks fantastic. And also, like, I had this like color shading over her whole body, and then I erased it over her eyes, so it was like super colorful and striking. That's really good. This was piece number 3, where it has all the characters there. You know, we have it's not in order of like when they beat the race. We have Ox, Pig, Rooster with his ponytail up, Snake looking all worried for once, Monkey, who I talked about earlier, Sheep, Dragon, Tiger, Horse, Rabbit, Dog, Mouse, and Cat. And Cat is a special character because in the original story of the Chinese zodiacs in the race, Cat and Mouse were best friends. But because in the race, you know, Mouse hitches a ride on Ox to get across a river, and Cat joins them because, you know, they're friends. But halfway across the river, Mouse pushes Cat off of Ox, and Cat starts to like drown. And all the zodiacs pass the finish line, and Cat like barely survives, but she doesn't make it in time to, like, you know, become a zodiac. And because of that, according to the story, that's why cats hate mice. because it's just like that initial hatred, like that rivalry between them. But I wanted to flip it on its head a bit and make them like really good friends and make it all seem like an accident, so that when it actually happens, Kat's more just like in the wrong, but she thinks it's on purpose, and there's this whole like rivalry thing where she joins like an evil Zodiac team. But I'm getting ahead of myself. That's for the future when I do other stuff. Oh, see you later, man. Real Labor Jones, they always look amazing. I'm sorry, but I can't watch anymore. Bye. See you later, man. Thanks for sticking around. But then, you know, that was this piece. This looks amazing, and this was also accepted into another art competition, which, you know, this is what it looks like on paper, and with a mat around it, it looks really good. I'm really excited about that. And then I got Tiger, which really just started out as a sketch, but I fully fleshed it out and made it a little nicer, a little more official. And I really like this piece a lot. His face is kind of like in shadows and a bit of a mystery, and it's all sketchy and inky looking, and the characters are right there. That's a tiger warrior. So that's that. So that's really all I have for this stream. Thanks for sticking around. That one person's still there, but thank you all for sticking around. I'm sorry if you just tuned in, by the way, and I'm already ending it, even though it's been like an hour and a half. But if you want to, I talked throughout like the whole thing. I only really recounted like 3 moments where I didn't really talk at all. But if you want to check that out, just wait until I end the stream. It'll be up there. I don't delete my stuff. I feel like deleting it would be a loss of memory, and if people who didn't get to see it, then that's kind of upsetting, because maybe I said something that could have, you know, been cool to them. But, you know, yeah, it's gonna be up there. Look, check it out. But yeah, thanks for sticking around and listening to me rant and just talk about whatever random stuff. Just stay tuned. If you want to subscribe, I will not force you at gunpoint, I promise. But I'll see you in the next stream, or the next video, which will probably be the next video, because I hardly stream. But see ya. Goodbye. And have a good night as well, because it's like 10 o'clock. Get good night's sleep. It's Friday tomorrow, so you have school, but see ya. Goodbye.